Far too many deaths are occurring inside of our facilities. So something's wrong, something's seriously wrong.
Deaths inside Florida prisons are prompting state leaders to speak out. Over the past year, as part of our series, Crisis in Corrections, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern and photojournalist Matt McGlashan followed one mom's journey trying to get answers about what happened leading up to her 34-year-old son's death while he was incarcerated.
I need somebody to be accountable for their actions for my son's death.
Now her voice is joining others from around the state in Tallahassee, including family members and advocates, calling for accountability and transparency from the Department of Corrections.
I was asleep when I got that phone call. My daughter run in the house and say, "Mommy, wake up." Demontre had died.
Star Leader Simmons' 34-year-old firstborn died December 6th, 2021 at Suwannee Correctional Institution.
He was in 11 years before he died, and we kept in touch all the way.
All the way, up until 8 days before he died.
He was telling me he was sick.
Demontre received a 15-year sentence in 2010 for burglary. If he had lived, he would have been released July 15th, 2025.
So I kept calling all that day. All that day.
My child died in y'all facility. I deserve to speak to somebody.
So over the last 3 months, you have been calling multiple times a week and nobody has gotten back with you.
No, and I need to know what happened.
Surrounded by paperwork, letters.
This is his life.
Simmons has tried to piece together answers.
And the only answers I got on the black and white that his appendix ruptured. He was asking for medical treatment at the same time this going on.
Simmons only knows this because she got a phone call from another inmate's mother.
I know I told you that another inmate was screaming for 4 days for medical attention, and they told him that, no, you're a security risk, we can't let you leave your cell. And their thing is, oh, we don't have enough medical staff. I asked about that again, and he said that was Trey. It broke my heart.
That was who?
That was your son, shortly before he passed away. And they said that he did nothing but cry and beg for help and get him out of the cell into the sick bay. They flat out denied your son medical treatment.
Demontre was one of 441 inmates who died in a Florida prison in 2021.
Far too many deaths are occurring inside of our facilities. So something's wrong, something's seriously wrong.
State Representative Diane Hart receives letters to her Tampa office daily from prisoners and family members.
It's quite obvious that the system is flawed.
Many wanting answers after a loved one dies.
You know what I'm told? You know it's under investigation, so we can't discuss it. An investigation may go on 2-3 years. We want to assure people that we're watching and we're paying attention.
Hart made that known by calling on family members to join her in Tallahassee. Simmons made the trip.
I put everything in order. My son, his voice needs to be heard. Today our day, baby. I love you.
A day in March, driving to the state capitol.
This morning, we're gathered here with families who've either lost their loved ones or they have been abused in our criminal system.
Family members held pictures and shared their stories.
My son's name is Demontre Simmons.
It is inconceivable that my son's investigation status is still yet categorized as open with no updates from FDLE or the Inspector General.
October will mark 2 years since retired state corrections employee Martha Lavardi's 37-year-old son died in prison. His death ruled an accident.
Not only are we killing people, we're not even helping them medically when they're sick.
The Department of Corrections closed Demontre's death investigation last year, but more than 100 other cases from 2021 remain open. These include manner of deaths listed as natural, accident, suicide, and homicide.
I'm Elizabeth Buchanan, and I'm an attorney.
Buchanan works with families whose loved ones died in Florida prisons.
What do you think when you see that running list?
We're left with a lot of questions, right? And I think it's important to note that while the investigations are open, that means that families can never get the investigation files. They can never actually get answers. You will see deaths occurring 3-4 years ago that still have open investigations.
From 2017 to the end of 2021, we found more than 200 death investigations remain open.
Currently in this country, 1 in 4 Americans have been incarcerated. This could happen to anybody's loved one, their father, daughter, wife,
or their son. We requested an interview with Secretary Ricky Dixon more than a week ago. We were told the secretary is not available for an interview at this time. This is just our latest request after more than 20 emails and numerous phone calls over the past year, giving the secretary an opportunity to answer the questions and concerns of taxpayers who pay his more than $184,000 salary and fund the nation's 3rd largest prison system. Our request for an interview remains open. With photojournalist Matt McGlashan, I'm I-Team Investigator Kylie McGivern, taking action for you.
Kylie, thank you. And as mentioned earlier, the story is part of an ongoing series we've been putting together for months now. If you want to check out more, click the iTeen tab on abcactionnews.com and then select Crisis in Corrections.